Hi Andrew, this is Dave Smart from ABC Baseball Camps. I'm going to do your hitting evaluation today. First thing we do as we do these evals is to check your setup. And I really like yours. Your feet are parallel, a little bit farther than shoulder width apart, which is great. Let's move forward a little bit and see where you go here. Okay, so you have a very, very short stride, which is okay. One thing that I would want to change though, Andrew, is look at your foot, your front foot, how it's starting to turn and open up and at this angle. We want that front foot at this point in our swing to look just like your back foot and pointing this way. Your feet still should be parallel right now. That front foot should not be opening up. When that front foot opens up, so does that front hip. And we want to keep that front hip closed as long as we can until we make contact with the baseball. So I like the angle of your bat. You keep your bat barrel up pretty good here throughout your swing. You know, it could be maybe a little more this way, but it's not too bad. Your hands come forward, your body stays pretty still, you're not drifting at all, which is good. Okay, now we get to the point of contact. Right before contact, I guess. Hard to see because of your dark shirt, but it looked to be in pretty good shape from a standpoint of, you know, we want to try to have that, what everybody calls, that power L, where we have our elbow kind of like this at the point of contact, that we still have a place to get some power and deliver a blow to the baseball based on where we are at that position. Okay, so your left arm is in pretty good shape. Just want to make sure we don't want to have any bow to this arm at all as we come down. Want to make sure that arm is straight. You're doing a pretty good job there. I like where your head is. Looks like it's right behind the barrel. That's good. But right now, Andrew, you haven't even made contact yet, and your chest and belly button are facing the pitcher. Okay, I'll tell you where we'd like to see your body at the point of contact, and it would be right about there. Right there, your chest is facing more towards where the second baseman would be playing on the diamond rather than the pitcher. The key to hitting, Andrew, is trying to stay square to home plate as long as we can before contact. Okay? The longer we can keep that front hip in, that front shoulder in before contact, the more balls we can square up. It'll also give you a better opportunity to hit balls, in different locations from the standpoint of being inside, outside, or down the middle. Guys that we call kind of spin off the baseball a little bit have pretty good success in the inside pitch and the middle one, but the outside pitch becomes more difficult. And as you get older, pitchers are going to have more command and be able to command that outer half, so you have to be able to take that away from the pitcher. Okay, so we got to make sure we're trying to stay square as long as we can through our swing. From a standpoint of your lower half goes, okay, let's take a look. Let's play this one through. Let's get you set up for another swing. Okay, let me show you a couple things here. Okay, we're going to put this circle over your head. Okay, now as you swing, as you start to go towards the baseball, your hip and your front side of your shoulder here should not move, maybe just a couple inches towards that line, and your head should actually drop a little bit out of this circle if you're really using your body the correct way. So let's go real slow here and see what you do. Okay, you don't drift at all, which is good. You actually kind of back up a little bit. Okay, which tends me to believe you're not probably transferring the weight you want to as much as you want to your front side. Okay. You don't go down at all, but you don't go up. I don't know how tall you are, Andrew. Let's say you're 5'8". Okay, when you make contact, you should be like 5'6". You shouldn't stay the same height. If you're doing your job and really driving this knee down to the inside of that front foot, you should be getting a little bit smaller. Okay, we don't want to stay the same height. And we definitely don't want to get taller. Energy comes from the ground. And we want to use that energy that's provided to us by tapping into it, by creating resistance from your backside knee to your front foot. It's the same reason when you throw, you bring your glove to your chest as you would throw a baseball, so you're throwing against something. As a hitter, we have to hit against that front foot. That's why it's so imperative that you make sure that front foot stays a little more closed. Okay? That'll help you with your hip staying in and that front shoulder staying in too. Okay, let's look at contact and then extension. Very good job with your extension. I wouldn't change that at all. Only thing I would try to do is get a little more from a standpoint of when is get over that front leg a little bit more, so you're making sure you're transferring that weight forward and you don't get stuck on that back side. But man, I love your finish. Nice high finish, classic finish. That looks really good there. So I think there's one more swing here. Let's talk about things we need to be careful of. Okay, there's that front foot again, kind of sliding open. Okay, to me that's one of the biggest things you got to make sure you take care of, because you're getting robbed of power, Andrew, by not keeping that front foot closed, because it's impossible with that front foot open to create the kind of resistance between your backside and your front side to create that energy coming from the ground. So we got to make sure we keep that front foot closed. And one of the things that I do with my hitters that have the same kind of issue is that we'll put a 2x4 in front, or a block, something heavy, a weight from our weight room. We'll stick that in front of their foot, so it makes it difficult for them to push that against that front side. So you want to come up with something that you can put in there against your front foot so it doesn't allow it to rotate that way on your stride. You have what we call a heel hitch. A lot of guys do just a heel lift and drop down. That's fine. Just don't let it slide like it is right there. That's what we got to get away from, because that's going to open up a lot of things on your front side. It opens up your front hip, and then that'll lead to some other issues with your front shoulder. But I wouldn't change. Your bat path is really good. You keep your barrel up. Your barrel is flat between here and here, which where it needs to be, through the contact zone. That's really good. Great contact point there. Let the ball travel well. Great extension through the baseball. Only thing is that kind of that backwards C you got going here. We want to make sure that we, I don't know how tall you are. Like I said, if you're 6'3", 6'4", you're going to end up being 260 pounds or 250. You'll probably get away with that. But if you're not going to be that tall, you got to make sure that you're getting every ounce that your body provides you by driving that knee down and getting a little more of that chest over that front leg a little bit more, and not leaning back so far. Okay, Andrew, great job, buddy. Hope to see you at the next ABC baseball camp.